Hello my friends, this is the fourth revision video and we're gonna recap what you've learned in the fourth lesson. I'm sure if you've been diligent enough so far, you can feel your progress in Russian. You've noticed that I'm not teaching theoretical grammar. What we do, we use grammar in action. It's useless to read or listen to dozens of rules without their instant implementation into a conversational situation, or at least you gotta be able to make up some simple sentences right away, right after you learned something. Fortunately, you don't encounter those problems while studying with my course. Definitely, you cannot speak as a native yet, but at least you can understand the language much better than an average student who just reads rules and can't say a word in Russian. It's okay to make mistakes while you learn. That's why I'm here for, to help you correct them. If you made a mistake, go after that mistake. That's how languages are learned. I'm gonna give you even more. Just stay tuned, and if you're watching this video by chance, make sure to subscribe and join Key2 Russian groups at VK and Facebook to learn more. Okay, let's do a quick review of the fourth lesson. We were talking about asking questions in Russian, and there have been many conversational examples. Do you remember how we say in Russian, I wonder?
Интересно.
That's how you can begin your question in a polite fashion. So I'm wondering if you remember the fourth lesson.
Интересно. Помните ли вы четвертый урок?
Now try yourself. Say, I wonder if that girl speaks Russian.
Интересно, говорит ли та девушка по-русски?
It shouldn't be too difficult for you to translate it if you had been persistent enough with all the 4 lessons we've gone through so far. If you hadn't, please go back and review what you feel necessary to review. Let's try another example. I wonder if one may smoke here.
Интересно, можно ли здесь курить?
How would you ask a person whether you can smoke here? Literally in Russian it sounds like, excuse me, can one smoke here?
Простите, можно здесь курить?
Today, with new Russian law that prohibits smoking in public places, you may often hear in response, no smoking allowed.
Курить запрещено.
Or simply you can see the signs telling us, no smoking.
Не курить.
I agree with that. We should respect those who doesn't smoke at all. In the fourth lesson, you started learning the accusative case. It's when we take a transitive verb and use a direct object with it. So we use it when there is an active subject and a passive object in a sentence. The subject consists of a noun and may consist of an adjective that relates to the noun. The accusative case is possible only with transitive verbs, the verbs that do some actions to their direct objects. Whom do I love, kiss, hug, kick, take? What do I cook, buy, build, read? That is, there is a subject and a direct object. I kick the ball.
Я пинаю мяч. Я is the subject, and I'm doing the action of kicking the ball. So the ball is our direct object.
But hey, now the ball hurts me. Now I am the direct object.
Мяч ранит меня.
Or to be more precise, the ball hurts my leg. So now the ball is the subject, and my leg is the direct object. It doesn't matter if the noun is animate or not. All of them may play both roles of a subject or a direct object in a sentence. And our transitive verb is grammatically called a predicate.
So we have a subject, that is personal pronoun я, then a predicate, our transitive verb пинать, to kick, and a direct object, the noun мяч, the ball.
Let's have a look at it again. Take this combination first.
Красивый стол, in the nominative case. Я вижу красивый стол. In the accusative case, the verb видеть here is a transitive verb, and красивый стол is your direct object.
As you can see, there's no changes happening with endings in the masculine inanimate nouns here.
Красивый стол still looks like nominative.
If we take an animate masculine direct object,
красивый кот, for example, then you'll see all the changes happening with the noun and the adjective connected to it. A transitive verb will govern these words like a locomotive. Красивого кота. Я вижу красивого кота. Likewise, you need the changes for the case with feminine nouns and adjectives. Let's take the transitive verb читать and add the noun книга to it as a direct object. So if you want to say, I'm reading a book, я читаю книгу, the noun will take the ending of the accusative case, that is, u, for feminine nouns which end in a in the nominative case. But the first thing we did with the accusative case is that we learned how personal pronouns change in the accusative case. It's quite an important thing to use grammar cases correctly if you want to be well understood.
So let's quickly repeat the personal pronouns in the accusative.
Меня, тебя, его, ее, нас, вас, их.
In the nominative case, as you remember, those were
Я, ты, он, она, мы, вы, они. So check yourself if you remember these personal pronouns in the accusative case. One of the most commonly used expressions with the accusative case, a starting point is the one to introduce yourself or somebody else. In Russian, my name is Alex literally sounds like they call me Alex. Меня зовут Alex. And меня is here in the accusative case. You cannot say я зовут Alex. Give it a try and ask someone informally. Is your name Sam? Do they call you Sam? Тебя зовут Сэм? What about a formal question? Excuse me, is your name Елена? Простите, вас зовут Елена? Another example. Say, I know that his name is Владимир. Я знаю, что его зовут Владимир. Now check if you know the pronoun her in the accusative. Say, what's her name? Как ее зовут?
Okay, I hope you've managed well. You can always use my grammar tables for reference, because there's a bunch of forms to memorize and remember. Now, what if you need to introduce someone? Let's see if you have learned possessive pronouns properly, and see if you have understood how nouns change in the accusative.
Say in Russian, my girlfriend's name is Anna. Мою девушку зовут Анна. Note that the possessive pronoun моя here works together with its feminine noun девушку, as an adjective does. They both take the accusative case. Now, her name is Anna. Ее зовут Анна. Her friend's name is Николай. Ее друга зовут Николай. His name is Николай. Его зовут Николай.
Now let's use a feminine form of your in the accusative. Let's ask some children.
Kids, is your mom's name Татьяна? Дети, вашу маму зовут Татьяна? And they reply, no, our mom's name is Ольга. Нет, нашу маму зовут Ольга. If you were to ask how their daddy's name was, you would use вашего. What's your father's name? Как зовут вашего папу? Because papa is animate, so we use вашего, not ваш.
And now you're thinking to yourself, I don't know how their father's name is.
Я не знаю, как зовут их папу. Here we use the pronoun their, их, in the accusative. The usage of the tricky pronouns мой and моего, ваш and вашего, твой and твоего depends, of course, on whether the noun you refer to is animate or not, as I said. For instance, I assemble my computer. Я собираю мой компьютер. But I understand my friend. Я понимаю моего друга. Now let's say informally, I assemble your computer. Я собираю твой компьютер. And I don't understand your friend. Я не понимаю твоего друга.
And finally, let's have an example with plural or formal pronoun
Ваш. I assemble your computer. Я собираю ваш компьютер. I don't understand your friend. Я не понимаю вашего друга.
In the end of this revision video of the 4th lesson, I'll give you a dialogue where I've combined the material of all 4 lessons. It's not a big deal, it's very simple and quite colloquial. We only use nominative and accusative case in it, nothing more. But if you're able to understand it, then you can move forward to the 5th lesson.
Привет, Наташа. Как дела? Здравствуй, Петя. Хорошо. А ты как? Ах, не спрашивай. В чем дело? Мой папа не понимает меня. Почему? Интересно, ты знаешь мою девушку? Да. Так вот, теперь она каждый день звонит, но мой папа не хочет этого. Он говорит: помни и не забывай, что ты еще ученик, а не студент. Он то и дело говорит: школа, школа, школа. Ты очень мало читаешь, но много отдыхаешь. Где твои учебники? Делаешь ли ты уроки? Почему ты куришь? Ах, я говорю, что хочу гулять, но он не понимает этого. Только спрашивает: почему, что, где, как, чьи все эти телефоны, кто звонит? Я не хочу отвечать на его вопросы. Когда я дома, он меня не слушает и не хочет понимать. Да, я знаю, он много работает, постоянно собирает компьютеры. Он никого не хочет знать. И мою девушку тоже. Петя, это не мое дело, но думаю, твой папа хороший, и его тоже нужно понимать. А это, знаешь, часто сложно. Но знай, что ты его ребенок, понимаешь? Думаешь, это легко? Ну, ничего, когда-нибудь. Прости, дела. Пока. Эх, никто меня не понимает, только моя девушка.